a 2v2 Valderus Refinery blue team. First up we have Codex, plays a Warlock, offensive melee commander with great mobility and disruption, can also tank damage with the right war gear. Alongside, Chaos Librarian, plays a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive commander with a bunch of spells to ruin your day, starts off in melee combat. Red team, Tyger, plays a Mekboy, teleporting commander that fights range combat, really good DPS, can also support, disrupt, build structures and repair. And rounding off the red team is Dark Riku's Apothecary, support commander that fights in melee combat by default, has a targeted heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Valderus Refinery then, a re-theme of the very popular Valderus Refinery. You have a natural victory point on the east side for red, looked after by Dark Riku. Codex will be keeping an eye on the west natural for blue, and a contested victory point mid, which it looks like everyone is leaving alone right now. It looks like we're going to have a 1v1 on both sides pretty much. There's a Destructor from the Warlock which misses his starting ability. Big bolt of aerial effect damage can be very difficult to dodge if you're not paying attention to the Warlock losing his energy on cast. Double shooters up for Tyger, light ranged infantry, very good DPS in tier 1 if you upgrade them, but here come Howling Banshees, agile power melee unit. Getting a bit too close though, and sluggers were coming in, so he turns them around, lost the model as well and runs away. Kicking off on the east side, Dark Riku in retreat. Chaos Librarian with double heretics, Chaos Space Marines in between, Thousand Suns. Riku with the tactical marines most likely into assault marines, perhaps purification rites to combat those double heretics. 498, 500, very early single cap for red. Might get a double, or it might be a 2-to-1 if these heretics can hold, taking shots from scouts which don't do a whole lot of damage with those bolters, but they have forced off those heretics. Heretics are very fragile in their default melee state. These guys though have their aspiring champion next to them, a detect unit and a pretty fierce little melee squad. They get a Chaos Marine to lead them. You see him there with the bolt pistol and chainsword, improves the health of the other members as well. 489, 500, there's some Tzeentch worship infiltrating his Chaos Space Marines and that Sorcerer. Now you see them partially revealed, that gives them a 20% damage resistance to range damage. So it's always useful to infiltrate, even if you can't stay hidden. Howling Banshees in amongst shooters, trying to suppress them with aiming. What's that? Looks like both squads with some big shooters. These guys getting caught. Tyger really wanted to suppress those ladies there, and does, and runs away. They lost just one model. They have the aspect of strength, and Codex has some rangers. 489, 500. Codex, of course, mostly known for his Force Commander play, but plays a very mean Warlock as well. 486, 500. There's the 2-to-1 for red. Riku pushing east side, but chooses to come and swing into mid now. 485, 500. There's the 1-to-1 Codex going for a 1-1-1 build. Banshees, Rangers and Guardian Weapon team, though usually the Guardian Weapon team comes before Rangers. Banshees smacking on a node with those power weapons. They are down to 4 models. Big lag spike there. Nice grenade from those scouts, taking out a Chaos Marine. That is 66 requisition to reinforce that model. Heretics catching them in retreat, though, double Doom Blasts. But the scouts get away, only lost a single model, or did they lose 2? They did lose 2. The Sergeant though dies last, so he lives. We have double aspiring champion heretics. Is Riku going to get Devastators, or does he feel that's going to set him behind? Mekboy went down, now revived by the Apothecary, who didn't level, doesn't give you a full level. And he's going for the purification rites. Knockback and damage on every heal around the unit that was healed, so really good synergy against that heavy melee build that Chaos Librarian has going. He has some Noise Marines to back up those double heretics. We have 2 fully upgraded Shooter Boy squads. That's 90 power on these 2 squads. Lots of good DPS, but as you can see, getting shut down by this suppression and disrupted by those Rangers with Kinetic Pulse. Mekboy tried to teleport in and tie up the Shuriken, but goes down. Banshees were lurking there. 485, 427 might have been a mistake, kitting out his shooters like that against such a versatile build that Codex is bringing right now. There is the Cacophony from the Noise Marines, knocking back all nearby units, including your own, so you need to be careful with positioning there. Heretics coming in, there's a Doom Bolts from the Chaos Sorcerer, his starting ability. Assault Marines tanking the damage though, 400 hit points per model of heavy infantry armor on these guys. Jump troops that disrupt on the land, special attacks, forcing off the Sorcerer. There's a triple cap for blue. Very good tier 1. Dark Riku apparently lost his scouts at some point and is replacing them. Tyger with some Storm Boys. No sign of him replacing his sluggers right now. These guys are jump troops with power melee weapons, can be fearsome against heavy infantry in tier 1 if you can catch a setup team. Don't get any friendlier in tier 2 either with their Nob Leader. Mekboy is still down, 485355. Pretty sure all of the players are going to go into tier 2 with this. We might see some more sluggers from Tyger, but I doubt it at this point. Rangers taking bolter shots, infiltrating though with their Pathfinder gear, which gives them that 20% range damage resistance. You can also deploy Hollow Field, which is an awesome utility ability for them in tier 1. Dark Riku trying to decap this node, but here comes all of Chaos Librarian stuff. Nice Marines with that awesome Sonic Blaster of theirs, a flamer type weapon, very good aerial effect damage, and it disables ranged weapons and grenade throws. Actually does full damage to all infantry types as well, so it's good even versus Space Marines, which I wasn't always aware of. Good at shaking structures to the ground as well, as you can see. Assault Marines jumping in, probably going to pull the Heretics off of that worship and go in amongst those Assault Marines once that cacophony is worn off. 48539 team, we have shotgun scouts as well. There's the 2-to-1 for blue. Heretics in amongst the Assault Marines now, and there's a very nice Doom Bolts. Those Assault Marines very close to losing a model, but as usual, Riku very good at judging engagements, jumps them out, but almost goes straight back into trouble there. Does retreat them out. 485308. How many times have we seen Riku jumping out his Assault Marines just in time so that they don't lose a model or only lose one when it looks like they were in real trouble? Heretics have been used very well by Librarian. And Dark Riku goes tier 2 without that Devastator purchase. 485298. Warlock has the Merciless Switchblade and the Champion's Robe. Merciless Switchblade, such an awesome weapon. Good DPS, not fantastic but very good. Drains energy and you have that ranged knockback attack. It is 35 power though, and I'm not sure if there's another tier 1 Commander War Gear that is 35 power. There are a few that are 30. It's pretty good in almost every matchup, I think. If nothing else, you can really annoy an enemy commander with it. 485266 scales pretty well as well. Rangers hanging back, getting shots off. There's a Destructor. Warlock then fleets away. He starts with Fleet of Foot. 485252. There's the double cap for blue. Everyone in tier 2 or going tier 2. And a Chaos Dreadnought on the way for Librarian. I don't think Riku will be expecting that so quickly. He purchased 2 Aspiring Champions. Those guys are 30 power each. No Commander War Gear though. And 30 power for his Noise Marines. So not too bad. 90 power in tier 1 straight into a Dreadnought. 485229. Stormboys jumping in with their Nob Leader. This guy is mean, has a bunch of health and a heavy melee knife. And Codex runs the heck away. Can he bash power here? The Mekboy is back on his feet and is decapping, has the big shooter, straight up DPS, and the battery pack to support those Stormboys. Here is that Chaos Dreadnought though. Has an autocannon, as you can see. Good damage to all targets, small area of effect, but it's all kicking off here. There was a Purification Rites heal, knocking back and damaging the Heretics, and shotguns coming in. Also have their Sergeant up again, and the Apothecary has his Anointed Power Axe. 47 or so power melee DPS, also Armor of Purity and the Purification Rites, so he's gone for quite an interesting build. Gonna get in amongst stuff with that power weapon, return his energy so he can use his heal whenever it's off cooldown. 440, 221. There's the triple cap for red, but Tyger looks like he bled quite a lot, lost 3 shooters, loses his commander again. It's the 3rd time I think. These guys getting outshot by Dire Avengers with Embolden up, but there is whatever that global is called for the Mekboy, I forget its name. You saw those Dire Avengers knocking back there. That's not something shooters can do normally. But with that Mekboy global, some kind of Daka global, allows you to knock back and do a bit more damage, I believe, on a single squad. 387, 221. There's the triple, and we have a Mark of Khorne Chaos Dreadnought. Some serious heavy melee DPS now, over 100 with Splash. Can also use Blood Rage. And good synergy with the Chaos Sorcerer, which might be surprising to Fluffheads. But you can teleport this guy out of trouble, which he invariably gets into using Blood Rage. And what was that on the way? Robes of Torment, and Sigil of the Rift is already up for Chaos Librarian. Really likes to use that accessory. Mekboy still down. Here comes the Warlock. He's level 2, almost level 3. Stormboy's jumping on something. It's Dire Avengers. Are they going to throw a grenade and run? No, they're just going to run. Nice save from those Rangers. Only losing a single model. And Dark Riku goes for a Dreadnought. That is a very surprise. I'm not sure if he's even seen Chaos Librarians yet. He now has. He might go for a multi-motor Dreadnought. Here comes that Blood Rage. Improved damage, speed and durability, but you lose control of your Dreadnought and it can turn on allied units. We do have missile launcher tactical marines, so Dark Riku probably did see that Dreadnought. Already has this up, has a melter bomb as well. That was the Robes of Torment, Chains of Torment on all of Riku's stuff there. Look at the splash damage that Dreadnought does. 345203. As you can see, Chains of Torment giving the Chaos Sorcerer that grenade icon there. And those Assault Marines somehow get away with 3 models. You saw that split second heal from Riku's Apothecary, and they get away. And here comes the Space Marine Dreadnought. It's not going to do as much damage as this Mark of Khorne one, but does have slightly more hit points. And this guy was already damaged, so this is quite dangerous for Chaos Librarian. No, it isn't, because he walked him out of trouble. And down goes the Apothecary, I think. Yes, needs to get that Dreadnought the hell out of there now. Can these tactical marines get a missile shot off? No, disrupted by the Chaos Sorcerer. 360 knockback on his special, and another special. How lucky was that? 345, 197. Here come Sorcerer of Tzeentch, Chaos Space Marines to turn those tactical marines around. Fist of the Emperor from the Dreadnought, trying to be repaired by the scouts, but he keeps moving. West side being capped up by Codex, and Tyger lost his Stormboys and thinks that it's over, but he is tier 3 and is getting a looted tank. 345178 is a double cap for blue team. No sign of the multi-melter yet for the Dreadnought. Keeping it melee to put a bit more pressure, I think, on these double heretics with Fist of the Emperor. But we have a Havoc squad on the way for the Chaos Librarian now, most likely with a las cannon, but we'll see. Here is that looted tank, a pretty nice battle tank, I think. Gives the boom shot, which allows you to disrupt, which not a lot of tanks can do, apart from the Fire Prism, if you count that as a tank. 345142. Tactical Marines will cap this wreck point. These guys capping 50% faster than normal. Librarian so far preserving his squads and does go for Mark of Tzeentch, so those Havocs will get a las cannon. Grenade and Bright Lance is up for Codex, upgrading the Guardian Weapon team to carry a Bright Lance. Very, very good DPS to vehicles. Aiming, what's that, on the Banshees scares them off. 345124, there's the 2-to-1. Warlock with Champion's Robe and Heart of Darkness is level 3. Where's the Heart of Darkness? Must have used it already. There it is, and just about gets away. 1-to-1 cap, but Tyger is taking the west side back. Riku can't see any of this stuff. Where are his scouts? They are moving up the west side to support Tyger. As you can see, we have double heretic worship, so both of the heretics themselves are being infiltrated, and that is a couple of nasty, in fact 3 las cannon shots on that Dreadnought, and a Blood Rage Mark of Khorne guy chasing. We might see Sigil to get the las cannon up. Awesome play, and it stays set up as well. Wow. But then gets jumped and gets a power axe to the face. Very nice idea though from Chaos Librarian. I did not realise it would stay set up like that. 315, 116. This Dreadnought might be done for. The Mark of Khorne guy still chasing it down. Yeah, it's going to go 305, 116. Bang. West side is red. Looted tank allowing Tyger to push. Does need to be careful of this Bright Lance though. And now a Fire Prism is on the field. Really awesome fire support for Eldar. Has a spread shot that knocks back infantry and a focus shot. Good versus large targets. 279, 116. Apothecary being smacked in the face and the back of the head by that Dreadnought. Heals himself his purification rites, but does go down in retreat to double heretics there. Power being harassed as well. Not looking good for red team. Riku going tier 3, but does not have the red for Terminators. 251, 116. I think this Dreadnought has been really annoying for Chaos Librarian. Not sure why Riku went for a Dreadnought himself, aside from dealing with those heretics, but I think he could have done that without it. Multi-melter I think would have been really good. Put pressure on this Dreadnought from a bit of range and taken models of these Chaos Space Marines pretty quickly as well, but even that was debatable because if this Dreadnought got in with Blood Rage and tied it up, that multi-melter would have been pretty useless. 224, 116. Codex taking back his victory point, and double looted tanks from Tyger. What is Riku going to go for? Letting Tyger know that there is a las cannon on the field. Assault Marines incidentally do have their sergeant. These guys level 2, halfway to level 3. The Apothecary almost level 4, has done well I think with this axe. Nice to see the Apothecary with a build other than the bolter sitting back throwing out heals. 215, 116. Warlock taking a shot from the looted tank, but does decap and has his shield up, so he's alright. See the Rangers pushing forward, taking models off the scouts. No, they aren't. They hit the sergeant there, so nothing died. 212, 116. There's the 2-1 for red team. Holding in on it. What is Riku gonna do though? A tank maybe? Las cannon tank to try and take that Dreadnought out. Has that missile launcher and that melter bomb still, remember. Thunder and Lightning giving him that melter bomb, but there is Chains of Torment again, which has been really annoying. Warlock jumping in for the disruption, and there's a grenade. That was nasty. Here we see the Mekboy Global. Red ones go faster or something like that. Or Speed Cult, I think it's called. Red ones go faster. 190, 116. I'm just making names up here. Increases speed and fire rate of vehicles, I believe. Down goes the Mekboy. 184, 116 is reasonably close. Red team have been under huge amounts of pressure, but they're sticking in here. There is, and they shall know no fear, from the Tactical Marines forces of the CSM, but they don't want to fight a Warlock very much. 179, 116. Mekboy. Nope, that was Laraman's Blessing from the Apothecary, one of his global abilities. Revives all allied commanders on the map back to their bases with about 3/4 of their hit points, which is nice. Nice Marines still with their Sonic Blaster are capping the east side. Might go for a Blastmaster soon and sit them in mid to cover this VP. The Havoc's on capping duty. Fire Prism still getting shots off, and we have Flash Gits up for Tyger with their blasters. Artillery weapon doesn't do a lot of damage to vehicles, but will wreck infantry. Do have a 10% chance of knocking themselves over with it though. And there's the Warlock knocking down all 3 models. And Las Cannon Havoc's teleported in with Sigil of the Rift. Beautifully done by Chaos Librarian, and then retreats them out. 179, 68, and that could be it. A triple cap. Down goes that looted tank. Down go those Noise Marines. Looks like Chaos Librarian lost sight of them. And there is the concede from red. A beautiful play with that Sigil of the Rift at the end there. Seals the victory. Tyger losing those Storm Boys obviously was a huge deal. Didn't see exactly how that happened, but I think they were chased down in retreat from the look of what he said in the chat. Very nice game though. Thank you for watching guys. I will see you next time.